Welcome back to Sunrise Daily, keeping our focus on the developments with the PDP convention. Mr. John Oloyede joins us now. He's also a legal practitioner. Thank you for coming on today.
Good morning.
With a litany of these legal cases, so many of them, one wonders, what is, when you say what is the right thing, now it's also relative because there are different perspectives to all of this, but that judgment or that decision that was handed down in Abuja yesterday that then nullifies the basis upon which Alimodi Sheriff emerged, nominated as chairman of the party. What does that do to this entire equation?
It's quite unfortunate. This is no more than an academic exercise now. What is going on is an SOS on its own, a show of shame. And it's unfortunate that the judiciary is lending itself to, doing the hatchet job for politicians again in respect of something so messy. Now, it is so sad that parties are forum shopping. Alimodi Sheriff, the contentious chairman of PDP, and so many other persons, they come to Lagos, go to Abuja, go to Port Harcourt, shopping for a judge that would do their bidding. Now, ordinarily, there was no need to get another order or judgment from another court in the Federal Capital Territory yesterday to resolve the issue, because the issue had been resolved long time ago. The moment Justice Kashim, or what's the judge's name, gave the judgment, eroding the basis, saying that the amendment...
So is it Lehman or Buba in Lagos?
No. The one in Abuja. There was one in Abuja that gave a judgment that says the basis for upon which Sheriff came in, that is, after amending a particular article, is that 47? Ashi. The moment that judgment was given, it is on record that Alimodi Sheriff appealed that decision. Now, having appealed that decision, he's saying by implication that I believe in the judiciary. Now, what this court, the High Court, the decision it has given is wrong. And so he has approached a higher court, which is yet to give a decision on it. Now, the proper thing is, having appealed, what are you asking for before the Court of Appeal? You are asking the Court of Appeal to nullify the decision of that lower court. Then why go to any other high court?
But, when that appeal was in place, isn't the right thing to have been done was for all the parties to stay action, especially if they've been served?
Now, you have filed an appeal. The law is an appeal on its own does not operate as a stay of execution. If there is a subsisting judgment of the High Court and you have appealed it, you are supposed to file contempt. You are supposed to first of all approach the High Court to ask the High Court to stay execution of that order. If that was refused, you have the liberty to approach the Court of Appeal where your appeal is pending to stay execution. Even if the Court of Appeal refuses to stay it, you can file an interlocutory appeal and ask the Supreme Court to give that stay. Are you with me? So the judicial process is so straightforward, but it gets warped when warped people get involved in it and they try to manipulate it to suit their purposes. So it is a gross abuse of process for Sheriff, after appealing, and because he could not probably get a stay of execution of the order of the High Court, to now forum shop, be jumping from one court to the other to get an order. And then, of course, PDP joined the bandwagon. They also started forum shopping.
So in this case, you're implying that the politicians here are warped. The judiciary should have known better.
Exactly.
But did not, or appears not to have known better.
The judiciary, honestly, on this occasion, I feel sad to say that, the judiciary has not performed well in respect of this matter. It is so difficult for a lawyer who practices in our courts to come on air and say, no, the court is not performing. On this one, the court is a letdown. I say it with all sense of responsibility that the court is a big disappointment. Many Nigerians don't know the serious implication of what is going on. The day the average Nigerian decides that what am I going to court to do? I can sort myself out. There's going to be a big problem. And the problem is not going to be for the politicians alone. It's going to be for all of us. And it's getting to that point. You have a situation where somebody is accused of a crime. Very serious crime, treason. He elects not to appear in court, hires a lawyer who appears for him, and appears every day to tell the judge that, well, my client cannot come, he's afraid this. And then, the government of the day is pretending to enter into negotiation with somebody who has refused to appear in court. Because that criminal, the accused person feels, I don't know, why should I appear? It has started happening in Nigeria. Today, politicians will go from one court to the other to get judgments and orders that suits them. Look at the Abia governorship, for instance. It is the same thing. And then it is not until the court itself decides to put its foot down that this nonsense must stop.
How should they have handled it, the courts?
Good. For instance, you have, I listened to my learned friend, Uchenna Nnadi. He spoke earlier. And honestly, I don't know whether he's a member of the PDP. If he is, well, in terms of law, the substance of the law that he spoke, in respect of the precedents, the many decisions that have come in respect of this PDP problem, I will adopt his words. They are quite right. That when you look at the plethora of decisions, judgments as opposed to rulings, that is orders, that have been given in respect of this singular issue, you are bound as a reasonable man, even if you are not a lawyer, to say, so what is the fight about? Are you with me? Now, in a situation such as this, you have courts of coordinated jurisdiction, the same high court, dishing out different kind of orders in respect of the same subject matter, and in respect of a matter that is substantially before the Court of Appeal. Now, a reasonable judge would have probably, said, look, this case is in public domain. There's a law that's been going on, and rather than jump into the fray, I would rather send this file back to the president of the High Court, Federal High Court.
Do we assume that you're saying that the judges or the courts take cognizance of the cases as they are reported in the public?
No, ordinarily it is what is before you that you pronounce upon. You are ordinarily not supposed to make your judgments or decisions based on what is in public domain in the newspapers and everywhere. But you see, there's something that you say a judge must take judicial notice of certain facts. Certain facts are so notorious in the Nigerian setup that no judge will say, oh, I am totally isolated from these facts. The PDP issue is a very major issue. And having had, now, quite apart from that, the judges have submission, papers have been filed before them showing that, oh, there was a judgment of Justice Hashim, there was a judgment from Lagos, there was a judgment from here. All these processes have been placed before them. So they cannot say, oh, I am totally unaware of what is going on. In fact, Justice Abang mentioned the fact he started castigating a colleague.
That's because that was brought to his attention.
Exactly.
And then he said that needed a judicial response.
Now, it was brought to his attention that, oh, see what this judge has done. That's why I said, as soon as it came before him, as soon as those facts were put before him properly, it's a different thing. Oh, it's on the page of this, but then somebody says the person wanted to secure an advantage before him. And they say, what is happening? They went to Port Harcourt to get an order. Within 2 days. Those are issues to be discussed too. A day, two. What is so urgent about these political cases and criminal cases that should not apply to civil cases that are urgent? Cases that border on the economy of this country. Why are judges not so interested in
because they sit for as long as 4, 5, 6 p.m. for these political cases?
But then they don't sit over cases involving the economy till 6 p.m. So that tells you the Nigerianness of the situation.